So let's talk about my Miami Heat here.
Yes.
We kind of touched on the last episode with the draft pick that we got at number 20 with butcher his name here, but it is what it is. We're gonna call him KJ from now on, but I'm gonna try and say
KJ.
Kasparas Jacunius.
Let's call him Casper. Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Casper or KJ, whatever. I like them both. I like them both.
Yeah,
He's a
KJ.
6'6", 205-pound guard that can facilitate, that can score 15 points per game in college. So in the NBA, maybe he'll get 8 to 10 points per game. We do need a little bit more scoring out of him for sure. But if we got a
Yeah,
big guard that can facilitate, is great off the bench. I think we should start off with Davon Mitchell coming off. Him being the preliminary point guard. Run Tyler Hero at the 2, Andrew Wiggins as a 3, at the 4, Bam, and then 5, Kel Ware. Have KJ coming off the bench and being another facilitating point guard for us. I think that would be good. Get him on and going since the beginning. Do not wait to the middle of the season like we did with Kel Ware. That's one thing that I would speak to Spoelstra about and be like, yo, do not wait. Just plug these guys in, let them show what they need to show and see if they really got it. And I feel like I feel like this kid does. He got grit. Him playing at Illinois. He's a Big Ten conference guy, so a lot of intensity play there, a lot of not backing down, a lot of physicality when it comes to that play. So I think he will be good for the NBA. And then when it comes to, we didn't have another draft pick, but we did sign an undrafted free agent with Vlad Gudin,
yeah,
Russian player out of Michigan, a 7'1" center, 260 pounds. He's a great rebounder. He has great post moves. Like we don't really have a post move player like that. Yeah, Bam does play post a little bit, but Kel Ware, he's more of an alley oop type player, shoot the three ball,
yeah,
running up and down the floor, a hustle player. So if we get to get Vlad coming off the bench and we run our half court offense, he can be a player that can be kind of like Jokic, but
yeah,
obviously not as great as Jokic. But he can play with his back to the basket. He can pass the ball. He can shoot a little post fade, or if not, get to the rim, either dunk it or lay it up. And
yeah,
he could grab boards for us. So I think
yeah,
our draft was pretty good. I would say like a B plus, A minus in that area.
yeah,
Um, I'm pretty excited for those two players. I don't think they're going to be the needle mover. I think we still we're not gonna be in like Eastern Conference Finals contention. Maybe round one. Hopefully not playing. Hopefully we could get to like the fifth or sixth spot, so we don't have to do the playing no more. But I do like our two draft picks. I think they can help us out. Now we just need a little bit more from I would say Bam on the offensive side. Instead of being passive aggressive, I need him to be more aggressive. We
yeah,
need now we're gonna have a full off season where Andrew Wiggins, if he doesn't get traded, so it will be good for him to show his skills as the one or two primarily ball handler and scorer when it comes to him and Tyler Hero. Because sometimes Tyler likes to play the two man, and sometimes he likes to play the one guard. So
yeah,
we got to see how they work together this offseason and try to go a full season with them having created this chemistry. Hopefully, Andrew Wiggins will put up 20 points per game. We got Hero putting 25 points per game. We got Bam putting 20 points per game. And then the rest of the players, either 5 to 10 points per game that could help us out to try to avoid the play in, get into the round one as a fifth or sixth seed or even fourth seed, hopefully. And try to do work in an Eastern Conference that, yeah, it's wide open, but there are a lot of good teams. Cleveland, Orlando, Boston is still good. Indiana, yeah, they're not gonna have Tyrese; he's gonna be out, but they're still a good, well-oiled machine together. They do need a facilitating guard to help put that into perspective and put that all together. But they're still a good team. New York, Atlanta has come up with that trade with Christoph Porzingis. He's gonna be another good asset there for Trey
Fingers
Young.
crossed.
So I think, yeah, the East is wide open, but there's still a lot of good teams, and like we're still gonna have to fight each and every day to try to get our spot into the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, and I will say I like Golden as well as a long term option for you guys though too. Again, we talked about it before the show. We feel like Bam's going to be a lifer in Miami, but say something happens, something goes wrong, or maybe he decides he wants to figure things out elsewhere. I think Vladi Golden's going to be a great backup option for you guys, and him and Kel Ware could be, I think, a good, like Twin Towers kind of duo. And they both, I think, their skill sets complement each other. One is really good, I think, where the other kind of lacks. Like you said, Kel's a bit more of that rim running, athletic big, whereas Vladdy's going to be more of that, traditional back to the basket post big. And I think they'll complement each other really well. Again, if things do happen with Bam, you guys decide to do go a little bit younger. I think the future for you guys is good. And like you said, I'm just going to call him KJ or Casper. I like the fit too. I've been warming on a little bit more since draft night. Again, you get a big guard that can do a lot of different things. That's a good building block for the perimeter for sure. Like you said, he just has got to work on his scoring at the next level. And I think if he can really learn and develop an outside shot, he could be a 15 to 20 point scorer. And again, guy that gives you that shooting with 5 boards, 5 assists, can't really ask for much more out of a number 20 pick.
Yeah, with the whole Bam stuff about him maybe leaving it in the future. So I really feel like, because I saw the exit interview of Pat Riley when we lost in the first round. It was like the next weekend. Uh, he had that exit interview, and they were asking him a lot of questions when it comes to off season and what Bam said about what they're going to do in the off season, this and that, right? He had explained that when the 2010 or 2011 free agency came around, when Braun, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh are all free agents. When it led up to that year, the 3 years before that, they had made a plan into trying to open up so much money to bring in a big star, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like that is what Pat Riley is trying to do now with next season. Because next season we're gonna have so much cap room and so much money to spend on a player that if they do want to come to South Beach, we can sign. So I feel like that's the move on where we're going. I feel like he's told that to Bam. Hopefully he's told that to Bam. He's told that to Hero, and he's told that to other guys. Because if you haven't noticed in the last 2, 3 years, even 4 years, we haven't really signed anybody in free agency. So we
Mhm.
have been saving up money, and we haven't been giving out contract extensions like that, except to Bam and Hero.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're gonna have a lot of money when it comes to next season, next off season. So hopefully we can catch a big fish. Obviously, as a Heat fan, we have been very disappointed in the last 5 years when it comes to trying to grab another big fish to pair up next to Jimmy, Bam, Hero, etc.
Yeah.
But hopefully, hopefully it's been such a time saving move that they've been waiting for the 2026 NBA offseason to really catch a big fish.